All right, let's hop right into it. So, what I was trying to say earlier is that for a lot of us, son of a goddamn bitch. All right, so for a lot of us, 1,200, 1,700, whatever it is, it's not a lot of money. All right, it can run through it pretty fast. All right, so but at the same time, in the right hands, a person who has the right amount of training, who can slow down the pace a little bit and think and plot and plan, which some may consider the same thing. You know, they can benefit from something like this. So, kind of a fresh start. Very similar on a smaller level. When you get your tax return, and it doesn't really take much to change the course of your life. You just really have to know what you want to do next. So I think it's very important that you plan before you even, step out there. To whom it may concern, not everybody won't have the same luxury. Everybody, for some, this may put people at square one. This may kind of balance things out. For others, it's going to give them a great deal of cushion. Like I said, seed money, investment money. So really curious as to what others will be doing with this. But for me personally, I'm gonna try to take my time, make at least one major investment, or multiple small ones. Probably not having anything to do with a stock market or anything like that. So that's to be continued. But for some of you people who, you kind of got somewhat of a fresh start and you're chilling right now, maybe you got some unemployment coming in, it's a great opportunity to kind of really look into these work from home opportunities, the type of job training that they offer for you to work at home, especially at a time like this and in the near future. It will be greatly realized that this is a very sustainable thing. People don't need to dress up and take these long ass commutes. To work, and also, it's just good for the environment. It's good for the environment. So it's not just one reason why you do it. It's not because, oh, I want to save time, that's a part of it. Not because you're lazy, not because of whatever, not because you want to do illegal shit, but you benefit the environment by doing that. All right, and it's less crowded. All right, morale is higher. You know what I'm saying? All across the board. All right, so, and if you look up a company called Arise, and I'm sure that many other companies, probably some better than that. So, look up, Google companies that are like Arise, but it allows you to get some type of work from home training and get jobs based on that. And I don't know if that's the case with all of them, but I know that you can make your own hours with some of this. Very flexible. You can make a really good living. I don't know if I'm going to take that direction, but I feel like I just needed to speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Not try to hold it to myself, because for somebody else it might be a perfect thing. And you would be doing things like, well, if you're somebody who's already doing like telecommunications and things like that, you can, they have things like that. I don't know what else they offer, but it just damn near anything you can do at home on a computer. Anything you can do on a computer, you know what I'm saying? There's jobs around that, so definitely expect the boom. All right. Now I understand that there's a great deal of temptation for I'm talking about temptation. Yeah, there's somewhat temptation, to take this check and then you just spend it on just things to stimulate you. Speaking of stimulus, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but if you don't like where you are in life and this seed money can help you make things better, then you don't want to just be so short-sighted where you put that money on the quick fix. I can't say a cruise or anything like that. So, good luck finding a cruise. You know what I'm saying? But just a big purchase that, I mean, it feels good to have because you can finally afford it, but it really does nothing for you. Maybe it doesn't appreciate, or you know, it was fun for the moment or for the week, but you get nothing out of it. That's where I'm at with it, man. So, I mean, I've already spoken to some people who have taken advantage of investing in themselves, and I mean, that should always be the go-to. I know, I know the, I know the liquor stores are getting just ran through right now. You know what I'm saying? I know people got to get their vices and things like that, but definitely want to put that money on yourself for sure. But still, I mean, yeah, and yeah, do something nice for yourself. You ain't got to splurge, but yeah, do something nice. I mean, damn, make some fun out of it. And by the way, if y'all throwing any of them, I call them incel parties, but if y'all doing any of them Zoom parties, hey, invite me. Uh, I guess the day of the week doesn't really matter anymore, so yeah, hit me up. Such a fantastic time to be alive. I operate when things slow down. I operate best when things slow down. Like the slow pace. I was gonna say vintage Spurs offense. The slower the pace, the fewer mistakes you make. All right. But yeah, I can sense a great deal of opportunity around. The only problem is that I somewhat get comfortable when I can sniff out the spills, or is it the spoils? The spoils, yeah. But the older I get, the less I'm able to get away with something like that. And the less I feel comfortable doing it. God damn, I get sick of myself. So again, I think what we are all receiving right now is an introduction to not only what could be, but what I think will be, and that is a universal basic income. And it will be very similar to this, where if you make over a certain amount, then it starts to decrease until you get to a point where you don't get basic income. That makes sense. All right, that makes sense. All right, so you will get that. Of course, none of the jobs will go away. There'll still be jobs. Yeah, a lot of jobs will go away, but um, the essential jobs, quote unquote, I mean, they'll still be around. People still gonna need things. People still gonna need to eat and get around, and so I mean, yes, it's very much sustainable, and I think that it will make this country a lot better, a lot better. It'll take a lot of greed out of it, and everybody be feeling so giving, you know. And truth be told, I understand that it's a huge go against the grain as far as our paradigms are concerned, but there's enough to go around, man. There's enough to go around. Okay, make no mistake about it. Don't let the media fool you. Don't let anybody fool you. Okay, there's enough to go around, and it is my belief that it will go around. And it's not because I have faith in the government. It's because I don't want to call it a gut feeling, but I have faith in the people who are overthrowing the government. Okay, believe it or not, if you're very cynical of the government, you should be. I can assure you that there are people right now working in your best interest. Okay, and you don't know them by name, and I mean, they aren't very much popular, but they're good at what they do. They're persistent, and it was a team effort, and fortunately, unfortunately, thanks to Murphy's third law, is that all kingdoms will fall, and if a kingdom can fall, it will. And believe it or not, because we've been alive long enough to see things as they were, as they was, and we just accept it that way. But some of I mean, it's going to be a massive shakeup to this world, and things will never go the same. Things will never be the same, and it'll turn fools into, let's say, mages. New Earth. Yeah, I mean, I read about things like this too, but it was always painted out to be something so evil, so overpowering that we couldn't possibly overcome. It was supposed to be like the end of us, but what I see is, well, yeah, it's the end for some, quite a few people, but those of us who survive, we will be better off, if I dare say that at a time like this. But that's what I'm gathering. All right, so I know I have a hard time explaining things at times, but okay, yeah, but I mean, I've been practicing my spirituality, like really taking it serious for about 7 years now, and it kind of allowed me to like grow a sense of antennas where I can like feel what's going on in the world, or maybe I'm just extremely paranoid. But the energy that I personally feel, and, it's a combination of optimism, research, um, just what I'm feeling as far as energy and the morale of the people around me. What I'm gathering is that a time like this is the perfect time for the people actually working for us to take action. In fact, it may be their last option, their last chance. And with this grand awakening happening, all of a sudden, people you never thought would be speaking on this shit are speaking. I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's quite apparent that something is coming to a head. It's unfortunate for some, but in war, there are casualties. And let me tell you something about war. To the best of my knowledge, when it comes to war, countries are shut down. And, well, look, you talk about World War III. How many countries are shut down right now? Okay? Yes, there's a war going on, all right? And you'll be the last to hear about it. But, I mean, it's pretty apparent, okay? And, I've been hearing, I mean, even in Donald Trump's briefings, that it's supposed to end abruptly. And that's a very definite thing to say. Now, I understand the guy shoots from the hip. A lot of people do. But to say something like that, when there's a lot of uncertainty, for you to say such a certain thing, it really, really caught my attention. So we'll see. But yeah, make no mistake about it. We started the zero off worried about World War III, and guess what? Here it is. Okay? I mean, just look around. Okay? I'll tell you what's happening if you haven't been paying attention, okay? Okay, so they're a big drug cartel bust. Now, for a lot of us, when it comes to drugs, we never really think too much about it. Yeah, they making their money or whatever. But truth be told, the older I get, the more I realize that I actually don't want to live somewhere where there are a lot of drugs, okay? And all my people from DC, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. I mean, to me, it's out of control. I mean, for others, I mean, where I'm sure we're all a bit desensitized to it because we've seen it so much. But I mean, I think we would stand to benefit from not having hard ass drugs in our fucking community, bro. I mean, like it's not productive. Yeah, it's going to line up the pockets of somebody, but it's going to ruin so many others. So we can go without that. All right, so there has been a great deal of trafficking, arrests, sex trafficking, human trafficking, and it's tied to some very powerful people. Okay, so what you're seeing now in the news is that you're starting to see a lot of powerful people go down, piece by piece. And what you need to understand is that some of these people who are going down, you don't really give a fuck about them. You didn't know much about them, all right? But the thing is, when you talk about Harvey Weinstein, for example, just one name, look at his friends. Who are his friends? Okay, and I can tell you that they are all just as guilty. Okay, and you will find that too. So that's happening. Um, I'm getting rumblings that a lot of these medical tents around the world, especially in New York and California, have been set up to take care of some of these people who have been rescued. And what I'm hearing is there's been a great deal of people who have been rescued. I'm hearing as much as 100,000 plus people. So we'll see. And I'm looking forward to hearing word of that. But there are some things coming out, a couple articles. Yeah, the invisible enemy. Yeah, exactly. He's been speaking in code, and I've been listening to these briefings, like, I mean, just all the way through. Sometimes it's a few hours. He say it starts at 5 o'clock. He won't show up till about 6 or something like that. So orange is a color. He's on colored people time. There we go. And yeah, it to me it's I don't know. I can convince myself so many things, and nobody can tell me anything else. But that's also what I'm gathering is that he is uh, speaking in code. All right, so I don't think that this country. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but this country, I don't think is going to open up until a lot of this big news comes out. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. The big news. All right, and you'll know it when you see it. All right, I don't know if it's gonna happen piece by piece, but I mean, it looks like it. Definitely some powerful people going down. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And a lot of CEOs from big companies just stepping down. I mean, all across the board. Check the list. I mean, there's a website that shows you all the CEOs that stepped down over the past 3 years. It's about 12,000 or so. Not all of them stepped down for bad reasons, I would say. I mean, some died, so that's a reason. That's bad. But yeah, a lot of just. I mean, over the past, let's go 3 months alone. Look at all the CEOs that just stepped down. Just, you know what? I don't want to work for this great company anymore that I helped build. I just don't want to be number one. Just all across the board. Just a lot of people who are just number one just don't want to be there anymore. It's just, what are the chances? Look at so many coincidences. Just why is that happening? And I think soon enough you will know why. Okay, so I don't need to try to speculate. I don't need to try to tell you what they were involved with. You will see. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. The thing is now, a lot of people got more free time, and so now the team of us deciphering what's going on is just constantly growing. It's crazy because I was part of an anonymous group on Facebook years ago, and we had about like 200 something thousand subscribers. But me, I just kind of got tired of. I'll admit, I kind of gave up on the fight. I didn't see an end to it, and so I just left because I wasn't contributing. I mean, I was kind of just consuming a lot of the content, but things happened according to plan. So that's just a reminder to me and anybody who's listening, just to if you truly believe in something, just hold on to it. Just keep running with it. Just keep running with it. That's all I can say. What do you mean? What do you mean it got really dark? As far as I'm concerned, it's always been fairly dark for me. Yeah, that's what matters. And also, I tell you something else. So when we talk about, okay, I'll tell you, I don't know who's caught up on game, but apparently there are tunnels in New York Fifth Avenue, and as you know, two medical ships were sent to New York, and I was hearing that the ships are now, or last time I checked, were on both sides of the tunnel. The tunnel is where the people are trafficked. And as I was reading that news, not shortly after, I saw a tweet from Donald Trump that said, "There's light at the end of the tunnel." What a coincidence? I don't know. I mean, people seem to buy into coincidences. Just don't think that one thing could mean another. I guess that just doesn't exist. Put the shit right there in front of you, man. But nobody likes to be bamboozled. Nobody likes to admit that they got food. But guess what? It's okay because we all got food. We all got food. You know what I'm saying? It's like on the plantation, a slave feeling ashamed because he got his ass beat, but they all got beat. We all got beat. Yeah, of course, they're underground. They are. But the thing that's so interesting about New York is that it's a hot spot. Okay, which has a double meaning in itself, but it's a hot spot. Okay, this is one of the biggest cities in the world. This is where a lot of the traffic comes. So yeah, of course, there are tunnels all around here. Of course. And I don't know too much about geography and all, and why it would make sense for this one particular area, but it's a hot spot. It's a busy area. It's a great place for crime. I mean, that's how I can put it without making myself throw up. But it's a great place for crime where it's busy. Okay. Well, for this type of crime, I should say. Naturally, you would want to have as many eyes and ears off of you, but it sounds just like me. Right, really around the same time. I would say, yeah, about 2012, 2013. Then I had this dark night of the soul moment when I got so open on my spirituality and got blindsided by a lot of the harsh realities of this world. And I thought, even before that, because the goddamn movie 2012, it came out before 2012, so I was kind of already on that frequency. Yep, I did see it. I'm actually seeing a lot of celebrities come out and they're starting to say this shit now. It's scary. Okay, it's extremely scary. But yes, I saw what Jenna Jameson said, and she would know. Of course, she's getting death threats, but she would know. And for her to come out and say something like that, she is. I know she's putting herself in danger, but she is doing great work. She's doing right by the people. So, hey, if there is a heaven, then there will be a place for her for opening up and telling the truth. And not like she needed to say anything, but it helps. So yeah, so I saw what's his name, Oswald, Patton Oswald, who's apparently one of them, one of these pedophiles. But anyway, he was responding to something Donald Trump said, and Kurt Schilling, who won a World Series, I believe, as the starting pitcher with the Red Sox, maybe in 2004 or something like that. I saw him say something to Patton, was just calling him out, like, you and all your pedophile friends are going to go down and shit like that. And I was shocked. I'm like, man, this is, I don't know if people consider him to be a legend, but this is a well-known ass guy calling, Patton out and, the people he's affiliated with. It's wild. Let me tell you something else. So I thought I was going to sit down and watch that show on Netflix called Happy. And Patton Oswalt is like the voice of Happy and shit like that. And it starts off with, I believe, a child getting abducted. And that just made me sick, really. It's hard for me to even watch anything on television for real if it isn't like comedy or something. Because it's like, I just be peeping too much now. And when you talk about Patton Oswalt, who's supposed to be some type of pedophile. Like probably all or most of Hollywood, and even some people in there are trying to wake you up to it. It looks like Justin Bieber was trying to do that, and Justin Timberlake. But and then a child gets abducted at the beginning. It was so fucking creepy. It's supposed to be painted as a comedy, but it was like really dark. I don't know how to take shit like that, but yeah, he was the voice of the happy. Is this character? This little, I don't know. It probably gets much worse. Okay, so, and I don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole because it's gonna come out. But when we talk about this Pizzagate, I read some of the emails, and Hillary Clinton, she deleted about 30,000 of them, but I've seen some of the emails, and it's extremely odd. The phraseology is completely off that you can tell that they are speaking in code. So, like, for example, there's an email, I think, from Hillary Clinton talking about Barack Obama, said Obama spent $65,000 on pizza and hot dogs and something like that. Whatever. It was very creepy. And I remember, okay, so there's an email from Hillary Clinton to Obama saying, it's not word for word, but it was about as odd as this. It was like, you said you were bringing me hot dogs. You need to be more careful about that. I know you're the president. I'm just saying. Just look it up. You can find. I think because Google is still somewhat censored. Somebody told me that it got uncensored for the time being. I mean, when you think about it, the CEO stepped down. So let's see what happens. I think it got infiltrated. But if you check on Twitter about Hillary Clinton's emails, then you're gonna see a bunch of weird shit. Okay, so basically, when we're talking about Pizzagate, they speak in code. Okay, hot dogs like little boys, pizzas, girls. Then they got other things that I can't even think of right now. Pasta is a thing. Fried fish. If there's a video that Madonna put out, she's just singing horribly, talking about how she needs fried fish because she ran out of pasta or whatever. The rabbit hole's too deep. I'm not speaking on that anymore. I need to stop while I'm ahead. I don't want to show you how obsessed I can be with this shit. I'm just ready for it to be over with and revealed, so I can feel a little less crazy. Then I can just go focus on being a square and get fat and go to Miami. What are you talking about? See, I wasn't even trying to say too much, man. I'm just getting, maybe I'm getting a little impatient with how things are turning out. But hey, we Trump check millionaires over here, so hey, guess enjoy the moment, capitalize. Yep. Everybody keeps talking about Out of the Shadows. Man, I seen it yesterday. I mean, everybody's watching it. Everybody. I'm not a fan of conspiracy theories either, but I mean, the more information you take in, the more the dots start to connect. I mean, it's just, more and more is coming out. And so what I'm hearing about a lot of these evil people is like they have to find a way to show that they exist. Like, you just can't help it. I'm like, all of the symbolism all across the board, okay, sports and movies and music, children's shows. Like, somebody tried to get me to watch that show Gravity Falls, and I was really excited. I knew it was on Disney, and Disney is just riddled with pedophilia, and where do you want me to start? And Gravity Falls, I'm like, I'm trying to get into it. There's videos hyping it up. I'm like, okay, cool, cartoons. It's symbolism all throughout the bitch. Not like it bothers me too much, because it is what it is. It's out there, but it's just like so in your goddamn face. It was like, all right, my nigga, are you even going to try to make me think I'm having a Disney experience? But then again, what is the Disney experience? I'm sure Disney got quite a few tunnels leading probably from Disneyland all the way to Disney World. and the world is waking up. The world is waking up, and I hope I don't get to this point where I like start flexing once the news come out and say, see, look, man, I done told you I was ahead of the curve. All hopefully I'm graceful about it, but I just want people to. I'm a big fan of the goddamn truth, so I just want people to have it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna break hearts. The internet might get cut off for a little while. I mean, I heard about that. I mean, and there have been countries that have done that. But with the amount of information that I think is going to come out over this course of the year, I mean, I don't know if we be spoon-fed it, get bits and pieces, or it all comes out at once. But whatever it is, like there's really no going back. And I can't say it enough. A lot of people that you thought were fools. I mean, man, like the awakening that they are due are going to turn them into some wise folk, man. Just in time for the next generation is extremely smart. For them to inherit, a just kind of a wiser community where they can kind of flourish in a society that's built on truth, that's built on honesty. I never really thought that I would be alive to see that, but now I'm thinking, hold up now, might be closer than we thought. And right before the fight is almost over, that's where there's a climax. That's when things start to get really intense and uncertain. And that's when the enemy throws their best shit at you. And if you gotta throw out your best shit, chances are you might be on your last leg. I'm just saying. And with the age of Aquarius in full effect, you see the truth is coming out, and people gonna want to collect. People gonna want to see about all the times they done got fucked over by this or that. They want to see about all the times the bank done gave them loans that wasn't backed by anything, and you had to sign collateral. All right, your collateral was your car. Your collateral was the house. What was the bank's collateral? The bank ain't have collateral. You get a loan from the bank, they go to the Federal Reserve. That's not backed by anything. They don't have any collateral. All right. Now people done took banks to court because of that. They got to keep their house without having to pay anything. All right. So all across the board, people gonna want to collect. People gonna want to see about something. All right. So I know it just sounds like a complete a la carte right now, the way I'm explaining things, where it's like, okay, pick the justice you want and you can have it. I mean, I don't know how things are going to turn out, but I know that I think when a lot of the news comes out of how corrupt companies have been, I think it's going to become more realistic as to how wealth will be dispersed among, let's say, the Americans, for example. The thing is, what happens is, I'm kind of jumping back and forth. There's so many things that I want to speak on, and I can't speak on it all at once. But for example, if you go down for trafficking, for child trafficking, human trafficking and things like that, all your assets get seized. Now you tell me where all those assets go. All right, but I think that's what's going to help fund our new world order, the one that's actually for the people. All right. So I have no way of truly knowing what's happening now and what's going to happen, but I've been hearing that the Federal Reserve is going under. All right, or it has already gone under, but they're not just going to hit you with that right away, So, but I am questioning where that all this money's coming from. Federal Reserve is very generous these days. I wonder why. And still, somebody get to me. Why are these CEOs stepping down? Somebody tell me, please. If I'm full of shit, please, somebody just tell me. I have to figure this out. These are pretty good jobs. And all across the board, man. Somebody give me a list. You know? One thing that I found odd was the CEO of Tinder and OkCupid, you know, around this time. I wonder what she was a part of, or he. You know? Could Tinder possibly be an app used to kidnap people? I don't see why not. I don't see why not. So we gonna hear about that. And to the best of my knowledge, I mean, I don't know because, I mean, I didn't have Tinder when I was a child. I mean, can't anybody start a Tinder account? I mean, I don't think you gotta like upload your ID or put in your social security. If you did, maybe I'm just like, maybe I forgot, but I don't think. So that's pretty interesting, you know. My, of course, Bill Gates stepped down. You know, it's yeah, he's a part of the the list. Yeah, Bill Gates did step down. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. There's just so much going on. Like simultaneously, it's like you can't even capture all of it. You get focused on what's on the news. You think it's just all about the coronavirus right now, but there are a lot of like odd things that are happening right now. Like Trump just brought back federal executions. Okay. Now I don't really remember when was the last time there was federal executions. Was over 50 years ago or something like that. But for some reason he brought it back. And somebody look up all these guillotines that America got all of a sudden, and what are they going to do? Execute. All right, we're taking heads off the bodies. I'm telling you, it's probably already happening. Okay. And somebody tell me why Ellen DeGeneres like sitting in Indian style all of a sudden. Hey, if you show your ankle, I'll show mine, baby. What you got? Yeah, Gates is getting ripped. You saw the Microsoft video with I forgot her name. Oh, more on her later. But they on every Microsoft video on YouTube you can comment. This particular video from the start, they had the comments disabled. They knew it was coming. But anyway, the video had probably like 500 likes or something like that, and had like 24,000 dislikes. And they took that shit down fast as hell. People know, man. People are ripping that. I mean, check the Microsoft videos, right? I mean, people are letting them have it. Just look at the ones that allow you to comment. They not letting that shit down. All right, they on this goddamn Instagram page letting them have it. Like, I can't believe this shit. The shift, it happened so fast. It's like having bamboo. 4.5 years or so, you just keep putting water on it. It's still underground. Next thing you know, it grew about 90 feet over 2 weeks. That's right. Tell her to show off them ankles. Yeah, I want to see some pedophiles get killed. I feel like we deserve that. We deserve that. If we want to watch a bunch of pedophiles get killed and watch blood be just shed like no other, like we should be able to tune into that. For real. In honor of everybody who had to suffer through no fault of their own to evil people. I want to watch their fucking heads get cut off. I don't care how it sounds. I want that. That's exactly what I want. I want worse than that, by the way. Like I want to see torture. I want to see the truth. I want to hear the pain. I want to hear the screams. And I want to see the heads be cut off. Okay? So that's what we got guillotines for. Let's see it. Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, that's her name. I thought her name was Marina or something like that. But yeah, we talking about the same person. Yeah, she looks extremely young. Spirit cooking, adrenochrome. By the way. So the company 3M, they make PPE, personal protective equipment. And you see Trump was talking about how he got some beef with them because of something messed up that they did. But guess what? And because I worked in construction, so I know about 3M. I believe that's the name. But they own the patent for adrenochrome. Look it up. Look up the patents. They own that for it. Now, why would you need a patent for something that you don't plan on producing and you don't plan on selling? Just what do you have it for? Just what? What is it? Why does 3M have this, huh? And they're a very popular company at a time like this. Okay? We're talking about safety masks and shit, aren't we? Yes, we are. And they own the patent for adrenochrome. Interesting. Yeah, that's right. And by the way, because I've been sharing this photo of her, Marina, that's her name, I think, and Lady Gaga with this black man against this tree. Shortly after that picture was taken, he was found dead with his organs missing in the Mojave Desert. And guess what? It's been proven to be true. Okay? There are articles even across the mainstream articles that speak on this. The connection is just right there. The thing is, when you're that powerful, it kind of allows you to be a little bit sloppy. When you got people in your pocket and shit like that, it's going to protect you regardless. But you weren't expecting for something like that to crumble, and there are a lot of people that's going to go down with that. And I want somebody to get back to me about the 150,000 plus sealed indictments. So, I've been, or in America, 500,000 across the world, something like that. So, very curious as to where we are with that, or have the arrests already started happening. But either way, such a great time for everybody to stay at home. Okay. So, but I really hope that a lot of you guys benefited from this situation, because, like I said, I believe it's a sign of what's to come. And a lot of you people who have been lied to, who just wanted to do the right thing, just wanted to find their way in life, I'm really rooting for you, hoping that this is going to be the sign of what's, of greater things, of brighter horizons, or all that beautiful romantic stuff. Yeah, you're right. And even I thought that this was something that was just going to last until forever. Why are you mostly terrified? What's terrifying you? I need to know. I'm not going to be the guy to say there is no reason to be. But, you have to stand up straight in spite of it. So I try to tell myself. I think we are being saved too. This is what happens when a chess player is in charge. Well, I can't say maybe a chess player is in charge. I don't want to paint somebody like Donald Trump to be the person who is in charge. I don't really know. But the people working in our favor, they're no dummies. Yeah, not knowing is a monster of its own. But that's why you practice presence, living in the moment and focusing on things that you can control. Yeah, I agree. There are a lot of coincidences. So we'll see. But that's why you put your faith in the things that you can put your faith in, whatever that is for you. All right. So whatever gives you strength, just focus on that. All right. But with that being said, I am about to actually get my day started. So have a great one. Keep your spirits high or lift them.